Okie dokie, you guys. Here goes. This is going to be my introduction to three more little vlogs that I plan to make right away after this. Um, because I think I've got a lot of experience in a particular area of life, okay? And so there's my reason for trying to provide tools, information, maybe even help in a way to self-diagnose is a big word, but to get a sense for people who are in this type of situation, to determine, you know, things that are happening to them that are problematic in their responses, and there isn't enough information out there. That's what I feel. So, disclaimer, I am not a medical professional in any way. All I have is my experience. Okay, so I think that's really valuable and I can offer it to you in this way. The thing is that I have been making lists, and that's what my next little series of vlogs is going to be about. Lists of psychological traits and responses, behavior patterns for three different types of traumatic people, including myself and my husband in those people. And those traits, you can Google or look up on YouTube lists for traits, for psychological descriptions, really, of those types of behaviors and patterns and sensitivities and what have you for womb twin survivors. For example, I have found a number of those, and some of those can be really helpful. I would certainly advise you, if this is a theme that appeals to you or it interests you in a personal way, for you to do that. Look that up and check any other database out there is, okay? On Google, on YouTube, there's material about this. That's my number one type of person that I'm interested in, that I will give you a separate little vlog about in a bit. The other type, the number two type that I'm interested in, that I include myself in definitely, is I'm not a womb twin survivor myself, but I am the child of war victims, World War II survivors, concentration camp survivors, okay? And there's a psychology to that as well. And the third type that I'm interested in, that's really something that I've only encountered in myself. Up to a couple of years ago, I used to suffer from severe soul loss. So those three cases, if you like, share certain characteristics. There's a number of items that they have in common. However, the expression of the item is different in each case, or maybe there's a bit of an overlap, depending. And so I will go into all that. I've been kind of looking forward to doing this also because it's a challenge, and I have done quite a bit of note taking and so on and so forth. So I will be reading my notes to you as well and elaborating on the notes as well, because I think it's really worthwhile taking quite a bit of time to get this thing, to get names to situations again. And one reason also why I'm doing this is that what I find in the lists of traits, or in the list of psychological, in the descriptions that there are out there, is quite a bit of that material is starting to be less current. It's an approach, this type of study really evolves fast at this moment. As I am filming this, it is September 2019, and I'm telling you things that I started off with at the beginning of this year are almost obsolete by now. So I'm not saying those lists are obsolete. I am saying that the level of depth of analysis or the level of observation can be deeper. There is a next level observation that can be really useful. For example, one thing that tends to be pointed out regularly in all sorts of descriptions of people out there with traumatic issues of this type of description is hypersensitivity. Well, as far as I'm concerned, half of the population of the humans on this planet is hypersensitive. Is that a trait? Is that going to help anybody distinguish, make sure of the makeup inside? Not if that's what you're getting. Being hypersensitive is not a big deal. It's, I think, what we are evolving towards. It is why we need the level of self-love that many people are working with at this time. And it's level one. It's important. It's not. I'm not denying the level of importance of noticing that you're more sensitive or more aware or that you physically react strongly to certain things. One thing that came to my mind is noise, crowds, and stress. Things that many of us find a lot more difficult to handle. It depends a lot on who you are and where you're coming from and all that. And what I'm trying to offer here is an addition, so a plus, okay, on top of whatever else you can find out there. And I'm hoping also to do a bit of analyzing as I'm going along, okay? And because there's a couple of interesting overlaps and because I have close, I must say, hands-on experience with a lost twin person, my husband. I am myself a second-generation war survivor, child, so offspring of that. And I had to deal with soul loss myself, and I had to, wriggle my way out towards recuperating, reclaiming that part of myself that was abandoned and dysfunctional. And that's a really different layer of experience again. So I'm trying to incorporate metaphysical, physical, socially accepted and less socially accepted discussions all into one here. So I'm hoping that at some point down the line, somebody will find this illuminating at some point. Okay, thank you so far for watching, and I'm going to start off from here to number 1 then. Okay, thank you. See you soon.